Let's jump right in. Welcome to this latest explainer, where we're going to bridge a pretty massive gap. We're taking the grand, overarching physical laws of the universe, and we're dropping them right into the biological realities inside your very own body. We're connecting dots that might seem totally unrelated at first glance, zooming from the vast expanse of deep space straight down into the cellular machinery that keeps you alive and kicking right this second. So, what exactly does the physics of the universe have to do with the food you eat? Well, to answer that, we really need a massive perspective shift. Because believe it or not, the exact same rules governing the spin of galaxies and the heat of blazing stars, those are the exact same rules dictating how you extract energy from your lunch. It's all connected. Here is our roadmap for this explainer. First, we'll look at the study of nature, then measuring matter and energy. Third, fueling the human machine, followed by the building blocks of life, and finally, we'll wrap up with the digestion process. Starting off with Section 1, the study of nature, and defining the universe. Physics is one of our most ancient, fundamental sciences, right? It deals with the behavior and structure of matter and the energy that drives it through space and time. And before we can even begin to understand our own bodies, we have to grasp that absolutely everything, from a distant, swirling nebula all the way down to the cells in your fingernails, boils down to just two things: matter and energy. Now, to actually wrap our heads around this vast universe, physicists divide things up into distinct branches. You've got mechanics for motion, thermodynamics for heat and energy, alongside stuff like electromagnetism, astrophysics, particle, nuclear, geo, and plasma physics. And hey, while astrophysics might feel like it's literally light years away from human biology, branches like thermodynamics and mechanics, those are actually the star players in how your body functions day to day. Moving right along to Section 2, measuring matter and energy, the rules of the game. To actually make sense of all this matter and energy, physicists rely heavily on strict, rigorous measurement. And all these measurements, they fall into two totally distinct categories. You have fundamental quantities, which stand completely alone. They cannot be explained by any other physical quantities. And then you have derived quantities, which, just like the name suggests, are built by combining those fundamental ones. This rigid mathematical approach is exactly how scientists observe nature and form conclusions that we can actually test and prove. That brings us to Section 3, fueling the human machine, the biological pivot. Let's think of your body as an incredibly complex machine, one that is governed by the exact physical rules we were just talking about. You require specific matter to create your internal energy. You totally rely on precise chemical exchanges just to survive. Seriously, you aren't somehow magically exempt from the laws of thermodynamics. You are quite literally a walking, talking, breathing combustion engine. Which leads naturally into Section 4, building blocks of life, macromolecules. Our biological fuel is highly structured. Every day we consume these massive polymers, complex carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids, and our bodies essentially act as a disassembly line, breaking them down into smaller monomers. Carbohydrates become glucose for ATP energy, proteins get stripped down into amino acids to make enzymes, and lipids, they become fatty acids for cellular energy and building membranes. It is a perfect, highly efficient physics system of dismantling matter to extract raw building materials. Let's focus on proteins for a second, because this is fascinating. These are complex molecules built from amino acids, but they don't just magically snap together instantly, right? They form chains using peptide bonds, creating short peptides which then link up into much longer, folded structures called polypeptides, and ultimately they become fully functional proteins. Because this structural architecture, these intricate peptides and polypeptides, is so complex, breaking those bonds provides a much slower, longer-lasting energy source than, say, a quick carbohydrate. And get this. Out of the 20 amino acids required for this massive construction project, your body simply can't synthesize 9 of them. The absolute laws of your biological engine dictate that you must physically consume these 9 essential amino acids through your diet. There is literally no way around it. And finally, Section 5, the digestion process, a physics engine. So here is the macro view of your biological engine. Organs like the stomach, the liver, and the pancreas, they're all working in absolute perfect tandem. The stomach initiates the major breakdown. Specifically, it handles the hydrolysis of those intricate polypeptides we just talked about, actively dismantling them right back into usable parts. Meanwhile, the pancreas is busy manufacturing substances to stabilize fat-water emulsions. It is quite literally a highly coordinated processing plant happening right inside your gut. And mechanically speaking, your stomach operates using actual physical valves. 2 specialized muscle guards called sphincters tightly control the flow of matter. You've got the cardiac sphincter managing entry from the esophagus, and the pyloric sphincter regulating the output to the small intestine. This is pure mechanics, folks. It ensures the intense chemical bath inside your stomach operates at absolute peak efficiency without, well, leaking anywhere it shouldn't. Now, zooming all the way down to the microscopic level of the small intestine, we find the villus. This thing is a structural marvel. It's lined with goblet cells and features an internal lacteal completely surrounded by a net of blood capillaries. Its entire physical architecture is brilliantly engineered to maximize surface area, absorbing all those freshly broken down monomers, the glucose, the individual amino acids, right back into your bloodstream so your body can actually use them. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to realize something. You aren't just a passive observer living in a physical universe. You are a walking, breathing physics experiment fueled by the continuous, unrelenting conversion of matter into energy. So, how are the fundamental laws of thermodynamics playing out inside your own cells at this very millisecond? I want you to keep that question in mind the next time you sit down to take a bite of food. Thanks for joining me, and keep questioning the universe inside you.